Hey everybody, how you doing? Well, it is a beautiful morning. It's actually gloomy outside. I was planning on going fishing today and I was excited to get the boat out and do a little bit of a dangle in the water, but the weather decided to turn a little bit worse for us for an Arizona morning, which is not normal. So it's raining outside and I was contemplating waiting until it cleared up. I've been watching the weather app up at the lake and it's supposed to be raining up there, which is about 1,000 feet higher than where we are here for another pretty much, well, about the rest of the day. So I figured, you know what, it's a good day to sit in the shop, do something a little bit different, which I haven't never done. And I have been obsessed with watching a guy on YouTube lately, Marlon Baits. He makes a lot of homemade baits, makes literally anything and everything. If you guys know anything about fishing and or his baits, you probably watched his channel. But I figured for me, I wanted, you know, since I am a workshop guy, a woodworker, I wanted to go ahead and make something. So I am going to attempt to make a crankbait. This is one that I just pulled out of my tackle box. I am not much of a drawer, but I figured I'd go ahead and use this as a template. Let's get started.
If you're looking for cool videos, then you're at the right place. From PC to the console, and leave a smile on your face. Junkyard, junkyard. Get ready to watch a video from Junkyard.
I actually did look online to see if there was any free templates or anything like that to make any of these. And I could freehand this, which pretty much I'm going to end up doing. But I just wanted to get the just of the size and the shape. So pretty much like just like that. Alright, perfect. So that's the size I want to do. And then I want to make sure I get the proper angle. It's usually about, he always says that he does about a 45-degree angle for that. So that's pretty simple. This pretty much looks like it replicates a bluegill a little bit. Can have the eye right about there. Alright, well let's cut that out. That was pretty ugly. We cleaned that up on the Pretty good. All right, what I want to do is we're going to carve some of this, round it off, and we got to put the weight in. So I think I'm giving myself some guidelines here. This is my first bait ever doing this. You know, I've made plenty of wood projects, and a lot of them are not filmed. So this is my first time doing something like this on film. Sand that off. This bait is awful thick. Yeah, it's about the same thickness as that, though. Alright, let me go sand that off. Alright, let's just sand that off, but yeah, it's changed my lines up a little bit. But you know what? I don't really care. I'm just going to go ahead and eye it anyway. We're going to make it round. I might not even ever use this in the water. I may use it in the water. I don't know. It might just be a piece of art. Don't plan on taking it out today. Yeah, it wouldn't take it out today anyway because it's got to dry. Because I'm going to use some polyacrylic. I don't have acrylic. What does he use? Ultralight acrylic he uses. You know what we got to do? What I just realized we forgot to do is I got to shave the front of this off to round that off. And I totally forgot I got to cut this off back here. I'm going here. Why is there so much material on this? Amateur. Again, this is cedar I'm using. Alright, I think we got the shape we want. Alright, so I have this brass jewelry. I mean, it would be better if I probably had stainless steel. But again, I'm not even sure if I'm going to be using this bait for fishing. It'll be more for just cosmetic wise. There we go. And then you put it on a nail. You want to go the other. Then you have your little loop. So I have this piece of plastic here. It's a little thick, so I have to clean that hole out to make it a little bit thicker. But I think this is a good thick material. We're going to need to, we'll use it on this end. I think what I want to do is flare it out a little bit. So I want to make sure I have pretty much most of the proportions right. I'm going to use a sander a little bit for this piece of plastic. We'll make it like, we'll start that big. We could always trim it down. You can't add to it, but you can make it bigger. You can make it smaller. That'll work. Got a big old chunk of wood taken out on this side though. It's alright, I'll fill it in with epoxy. It'll fill in. Alright, I like it. There's our bait. Let's add a little bit of paint to it. I'm so far ahead of myself. I so forgot I wanted to add a piece of lead in here. So I don't have a fancy lead melting pot. But what we'll do is we'll just drill a hole in here, drop this in there, and we'll crazy glue it in there. And then, well, it's a little bean bag. You just put this in here. I figure this will hold the bait in. Got a mark right there where I want to go. All right, pretty good. We've got the piece of lead, it drops right in. Of course, where I want one of the loops to come out, it's right where I drilled the hole for the lead. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just drill a hole underneath it first, just so I can put the line tie in there. And I'll cut it to shape, so that'll sit in there. Then the bait will go right on top of that, but that'll be flush with that. I gotta clamp that down too, so okay, that's not gonna go out. That's actually in there pretty good, and we're still gonna glue that in there. So I got my one loop there, gonna put another loop right here. Where this one can go, and then I'll glue that in. Then I got to put one on the tail. Okay, so it'll be just like that. But I got to glue everything in. Okay, so I went ahead and used the activator because I got that hole a little bit bigger than I wanted it to. And epoxy probably would hold it better, especially if I do plan on using this for fishing a lot, but honestly I don't plan on using this a lot for fishing. It's more going to be for artistic value. That did not stay in. And I want to put that in there. I may throw it in the lake, don't get me wrong. That's CA glue. Have that straight. Okay, good. Now I want to fill this in. This is actually wood dust. He uses baking soda. I actually don't have any baking soda. But one of his many tutorials, he actually said use wood dust. And that I actually do have. I'm going to let that sit in there. Looks like we put some more in there because it soaked it up. Okay, we're going to let that dry. Then I want to fill this in with wood dust also. I'm going to re-sand that. So I'm going to let that dry for a second. I can actually hit it with some activator and let it do its thing. That was pretty cool. Yeah, that's like instant hard right there. Okay, it's good shape. Got some glue on this, unfortunately. That's all right. Okay, let's seal the wood. Okay, we'll let that dry. Don't breathe in those fumes. I realized I forgot to drill the holes for the eyes, and I don't have anything for eyes, but I do have these little jewels, cosmetic jewels that I had in my mom's when my mom passed away. I took all her old jewelry making stuff because I thought my daughter wanted it, but she didn't want it, so I have it. and I found that jewel in the her stuff, and I figured, you know what? Again, I thought that would be pretty cool. Add a little bit of mom to it. So let me drill the holes for that. All right, changing plans on the eyes a little bit. Still my mom's stuff, and those were more of a oval shape, and it was a pain to get it where I wanted it. So my mom had all these jewels. And again, they're all just cosmetic, but they have these little ones, and they fit in there really nicely. So these are more of a, so I drilled a deeper hole, and like these yellow ones. A little bug-eyed, but I sort of like it, to be honest with you. So we may end up just using these. They fit in there really nice and tight. Then what we'll do is we'll just glue those in when it's time to get them, when it's time to set them. Okay. All right, let's paint it. No, we got to sand it a little bit more. Can never not sand enough. These little mineral spirits to get the dust off of it. All right. Okay, we're going to let that dry and get back to it. Hey, little buddy, what are you doing? That's Gunner. What do you want to do? Probably wants to go for a walk. I'm busy, and it's raining outside. We're not going in the rain to go walking. Well, it's not raining much anymore, but still, we're busy. Alright, so once again, I'm just using spray paint, and what I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to go yellow. Let that dry. I'm going to do red down here, a little green on top and black on the top there. So let's see, let that set for a second. Let me hang that. Okay, I like that. Leave that alone, let that dry. So I let this dry. I went, did a little bit of fishing at a local pond. I just went and took a throw bait and just threw it in the bottom. Ended up catching this tilapia. The tilapia I ended up catching that you're looking at here is, I actually snagged it. I didn't even hook it. There were so many of the tilapia swimming around there, but unfortunately they weren't biting. I just happened to snag that one. So it's a fish. It's not official, but what the heck. Looks like I just snagged them. The tilapia. Tilapia.
What is that?
Tilapia.
Tilapia?
Yeah. Alright, so we have the two colors on here. I want to put a little bit of green and then a layer of black, and pretty much that's it. That's all I'm going to do with this. So let's get this done. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I want to get it somewhere. This is a deep, deep green. I wish I had an airbrush machine, but I don't. So I'm going to try to do it from a distance here. Damn it, that was a little bit. Too much. Now, I'm going to stop where I can. Then I'm going to put a layer of black on top here. But we got to let that dry. Pretty much that's what it's, just nice little color there. I'm just spitting the black on it right there. Alright. Actually, I like that. There's some black on the top, green. Alright, let's let that dry. Alrighty. Actually, I'm sort of happy with that, you know? For my first one, probably could do a little bit more lines. Maybe I wish I didn't do the straight line. Looks like Jamaica, the flag of Jamaica. But that's alright. It's my first bit, you know? That's I'm gonna put some polyurethane on it. Oh, you know what I'd like to do actually? Dang it, I didn't think of that. I want to put a little bit of black in the eyes. So when I put the jewel in, it'll be like it'll surround it. So we're going to put a little bit of black. I want it all the way around it, almost like mascara. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I think I want to put one black dot right there. One black dot right there. A couple little stripes. There you go. Alright, then we're going to put a layer of polyacrylic on it. And polyurethane. And let it dry. Okay, we're going to let that dry, and then I'm going to put the eyes in, then we're going to put another layer on. Hey, so it's been a few days since I put some polyurethane on this, and it came out really nice. I'm happy with the shine, but I wanted to take the next level and put some epoxy on it. This is going to probably take another full day of drying in regards to that, but I figured I'd go ahead and I have some, might as well put a hard coat on it. The polyacrylic polyurethane is a little bit soft in spots, and I don't know if I just screwed it up there, but I mean, literally, honestly, this is where we are right now. But let's go ahead and put some epoxy on there, and we're going to rotate it and let it dry, and then we'll take it out and see if we catch something on it, and or see what the action does on this. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, and I got the epoxy. I just want to go ahead and paint it on here. Get a nice little coating all the way around it. Got one little spot in here. I realized I did not get some filler in there, but that's alright. I put these little hoops on there because how it's going to end up fitting into the rotisserie that I got to help prevent from any drips. Well, you guys will see that. So this is a one of those Rocco rotisserie heaters. I could actually put some heat onto it. It's meant for rotisserie food, obviously, but it's been sitting in my cabinet for frickin' a decade. And I'm going to turn the heat on it. See if that helps just make sure I don't get any bubbles and help move the epoxy around, because the epoxy's moving. It kept shifting, so I ended up putting this alligator clip in there so to keep it stationary so it could rotate. It kept going back and forth because of, well, just motion. But nonetheless, it's drying pretty good now. I'm not sure about this, how long this epoxy takes to dry. I'll have to look at the package, but I'm just going to leave it alone like that. I had the heat on for a little bit, and it helped get smooth out all the bubbles and everything, but then it started dripping a little bit too much, which obviously we don't want that. So I took it off, rotating it, and well, let's see what happens. All right, everybody, the epoxy is done. So what I want to do is take it out to the lake, throw it in there, see how it reacts. Let's go to the lake. All right, I'm over here at one of my local ponds here, and I got the, see how it works. Got some decent action going on it. Looks like it wants to dive too, so let's give it a shot. Looks like I got some good, decent dive action. Looks like it wants to, it's digging down with that square bill. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this. Now again, there's bass in here. Wow, it's going down. I'm guessing a good 5 feet. Got some good cast on it. I got some good action on it. So here it is. My first bait I ever made. And it runs great in the water. I'm actually excited about it. I am going to probably try it again, but honestly I just made it more for art, for myself, to see if I can make it. The epoxy finish came out great. It took a long time for that epoxy to dry, so I don't know if I used the right brand or not, but it's clear and beautiful. Color scheme, I don't know if it would actually get the attention. It might, but hey, we made a fishing lure. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you subscribe. Again, I have so many different opportunities and different videos on this channel. Make sure you hit that like button. Thanks for watching, everybody. Needless to say, keep fishing.